So, Cary, thank you once again for being here. So excited about our opportunity to hear from you again.
Yes, me too, Michelle. Thank you. Appreciate the warm welcome.
Yeah, it's always so great to connect. And I know that some members of our audience may have heard you before, but I also know that you have some new things, some new experiences from your life, and some new insights and things to share. And I'm really excited to get into it. So the topic you gave me here to Cary is the number one way to a joyous, juicy relationship. So let's start there. Tell me why you chose that as our topic, and let's just jump right in and see where this takes us, shall we?
Awesome. You got it, Michelle. Definitely. Well, I think most of us, if not all of us, want that kind of joyous, juicy relationship, right? And for most of us, when we start a relationship, it is that way, that euphoric feeling, that sweet 16 feeling. But the question is, how can we sustain it? How do we sustain it? And that time frame is unique for every couple. But there's something that generally, if we look at it, that is happening to everybody in that time frame. Is like, I think the divine gives us this gift of when we meet up, start a relationship. It's like that juicy injection of that love, that teenage love that we, knew from years ago, for some of us. And, but then it's like, how do we continue that? Can we continue that? Is it sustainable? Can it last? Think about it. Can it last? The question is, yes, it can. Not only can it last, Michelle, it can get even better. So what is it? What's stopping us from getting that? Would you like to know? Would you watching want to know? Do you agree? Like, there is something that gets in the way. Well,
we all want to know, Cary.
All right. Super. Well, I'll share. The top element of that is generally what gets in the way is some sort of doubt, fear, insecurity that's going on in our inner mental game. It's not even really going on in our real experience. It's thoughts that are going on. For instance, you just came back from a third date with this guy, and it was great, and you're feeling really close, and feeling like, wow, I think this could be a wonderful relationship, and maybe he's the one. And then you're driving home from it, and you might hear in your head, oh, he's really not that into you. Oh, this is too good to last. He's just putting on a front. He's trying to be kind, but he's not going to be that way for you, or something like that, right? That's one example. That's a doubt from the subconscious mind that's actually testing your resolve in your believability in yourself to know and believe and desire and step into, like, oh my God, it's really here. It came. Can I sustain it? And the perfect sign, the greatest example of this is really successful. What you're doing is the doubt that I just told you. Like, it's too good to last. He's not really going to be into you. Whatever the doubt is. Well, the key is turn the doubt inside out. We have to learn to translate. This is a new concept for most people. Mm-hmm. To whatever you hear, I'm not beautiful enough. Oh, I'm not, sexy enough. Whatever the thing is, to be able to sustain that relationship, turn it around. So if you hear, oh, he's not really that into you, what is truly being communicated to you is he's really into you. But we who have that thought gotta stop, turn it around, translate it, and go, ooh, oh my God, what did I hear? Oh, he's not really into me. Oh, that means he is really into me. Good. Let me get myself pumped up. Let me deal with my insecurity and doubts. Let me work to turn it around. And how do you do that? Well, I'll share a little bit today. It's also in chapter 3 in the book you showed, In Love Forever. Great, great resource. I'm not sharing it to plug the book. I'm saying it's a great tool. And if you're interested in transforming and really active, you want to do it, that's one way, to really work on this. And we'll share more about this today. So the doubts, fears, insecurities, they're our best friends, Michelle. Wait, what did I just say? They're my best friends. What, Cary, whatever you're smoking, please change the brand. Come on, what are you talking about, my best friends? Yes, they are. When we come from a perspective and understand this, that we ourselves need to puff ourselves up. If we hear a doubt, it is our subconscious that has such empathy, such compassion, such divine love for us that it's triggered from our own inner yearning to have this kind of relationship. But there's some part of us, big or small, that doesn't yet believe 100% we can do it. We can have it. So the doubt comes to check on you and go, hey, just testing your resolve. And what are you going to do with this? It's like a little sparring partner says, are you going to step up? You got this incredible love happening. Are you going to keep pumping it up? Like I said earlier, the divine gives us that, that juicy, sweet 16 feeling. Then it's up to us to keep pumping it up, keep injecting this love and passion and desire in ourselves to then it's felt. Then the other partner will feel like, whoa. They'll be like, the dude will be like, what are you doing? Because I'm feeling your passion, your love for me. And it happens, I mean, I'll just share with you, my fiance newly got engaged, I've been through the ringer of life, my wife passed on years ago, and I know what it's like, folks, to be in hell, in emotional hell, in a relationship challenges of yearning, so much wanting a wonderful relationship, and things just not working out. I'm saying, have faith, have hope. It's on its way. It's going to happen. So my fiance says, Cary, I know you tell me you love me, but you know what? You don't need to tell me. I feel it from you, every exchange we have. And it's just so awesome. She says, I see it in your eyes. I feel it in your eyes. See it in your actions. And how? It's because back here, I'm saying constantly, I'm choosing to, give her my love. I'm offering my heart energetically to her in every action, and joyously, smilingly. So I'm not special. It's available to us all. And then how does it feel? Like I'm doing this kind of in a funny way. It pumps me up to be on my A game, to give her love. Yes, I'm showing up and intentionally, Michelle, to be my very best every day, every second. However, there's a byproduct. By doing that, folks, your body feels more energized, and it's just like this juiciness just like keeps happening and growing, and that intimacy starts growing, and it's an amazing thing. And so for guys who are watching this, please remember, I know most guys want to have that sensual connection with their partner. That's how they connect a lot with their partner. Well, the way to keep that connection going is make sure you're connected to her emotionally. Now, whether that's through her emotions and caring for what she's doing, as well as, hey guys, clean the house a little with her. Like, go take a little lesson from Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire. Now, you don't have to get all dressed up, but go do clean the carpets, go do the dishes. And I tell you, your ladies are going to come back to you and go, honey, I'm hot. I want you. It's a great secret. All you got to do is do the dishes, And
you're making the ladies cheer right now, Cary.
Well, and it's awesome. Well, I've learned from the experience, it's just wonderful, and seeing it happen in so many couples. So, I miss you, Robin Williams. And,
yeah,
it's beautiful, beautiful spirit and genius. And, it's warmed the hearts of many people. And I just, just got to do my part to continue that love. And, so I just want to apologize while we're at here. If my voice sounds a little funny, and I was speaking a lot the last few days in a workshop, and my voice disappeared for a few days. I lost it. So it's coming back. So it might sound a little froggy, but c'est la vie. I'm here.
You're sounding great, Cary.
Good.
So I want to ask you a question. Can I ask
Yeah.
you a question about this? Because I really resonate with what you're talking about in terms of turning the doubts inside out. And if we go down the rabbit hole of believing what the doubt or fear is saying, that's based on some false idea, then like the example you gave, we're going to show up differently on the fourth date than we showed up differently on the third date if we're believing the doubt and the fear. So
Yeah.
I get this piece. Now here's where this gets tricky for me. And I'm thinking I may not be the only one asking this. So I really want to tap your expertise on this.
Super.
So how do we stay in the flow of turning the doubts and the fears inside out? Well, let me give you an example. If, let's just say, you go out a few times with a guy and there's a really deep connection, you feel a real connection, the chemistry is great, he's saying things and showing up in ways that would be indicative of him having a lot of interest, and then all of a sudden, boom, he disappears. And I'm asking this because this recently happened to one of my clients, and she's like, I don't even know what to do with that, but she feels very disrespected. She feels like she has no closure. She does not understand at all what's happened. And so now she's struggling with fears and doubts that didn't necessarily come from within her, but from this actual experience. So now where do we go with it on that? Now, see, I'm really getting into the nitty-gritty here, Cary.
Awesome. I love it, Michelle. Thank you. Great question. Great experience, because it does happen. I'm going to share a few things. I'm just, just putting it together. All right. So regarding that situation, I would attempt to reach out to him. More than likely, it's his own fears and doubts that are coming up. And he may be aware of them, but he may not be aware of them either. He just is like, oh, it's too vulnerable, And so I would recommend for that person to reach out to him in a few different ways. I would definitely try to do it personally. Like, you may not be able to see him, but make a phone call to him, leave him a message rather than text, and just say, hey, I thought everything was great with us and moving wonderful, and I really appreciate you and growing in my heart. I'm wondering, one, do I do something, or did I say something that really bothered you that you've disappeared? Because if I did, I really want to correct that, because I care a lot for you. Second, if that's not the case, is it something to do with, you have been feeling maybe us getting close, and that's gotten you scared, or you're just unsure, or because of it, some thoughts came up in your head that maybe this really isn't the right relationship. So, and you've kind of, you're gone away. I just want to connect with you and just say, regardless where the relationship goes further or not, I just want you to know, as a person, as a friend, I care for you. And I would love the opportunity to talk with you and listen to you, and let's decide if this is the right thing or not. And I just want you to know you can lean on me. You can, I want to know what's going on in your heart and your head, and I'm here to support that, regardless where we go, if this works out or not. And do that, and make that call. And see if there's an opportunity to then meet in person, see how he responds. So, and I'm going to give two other ideas about that. One is, it may not be what you want, like this happening, but I tell you, this is one of the great things to find out, because something I've gone through myself, and I share with so many people I coach, is do not fall in love with potential. What I said, do not fall in love with potential. Fall in love with actual. And what I mean by that is you might fall in love with someone and then they show up like this. But that's giving you an indicator like, hey, how is this person handling this present situation? And don't or it could be a small thing like an interaction happened while you were going out to dinner on a date, and he spoke to a waitress inappropriately or said something inappropriate. Don't just laugh it off and park it in part of your mind and not touch in about it. No, at the right moment, maybe right then and there, or maybe later in the evening, say to him calmly, or you could say right there, but in a wonderful space, take your hand, put it on his arm and go, did something go on there that, that seemed like a little strong, the way you reacted to the waitress or waiter. Can you share with me something what's going on with you? And see how they respond. And if, if they're open to share, great. If they're shut down and go, no, what are you talking about? Everything's fine, blah, blah, blah. You go, well, no, it's not everything's fine. The way you spoke to them was not okay. And for me, and that's gonna tell you volumes right there on your courage to stay present, your courage to stay in the joy of relationship, because it's a dance, and it's not always comfortable. But if you keep doing the dance and working it out, you will get in the zone. You will feel more comfortable to go there. And if a guy is not willing to go there, you want to find out now, not 6 months from now, not a year from now. And that's why I say fall in love with actual, not potential. And so that's very, very important. And what was the other thing I was going to say? It went, let's see where it was coming from. We were talking about things. It'll come to me.
We were talking about how you combat fear and doubts when something, an actual event actually happens.
Yeah, I got it. Yes, good. Thank you. So, so you were saying like in the woman's head, like all these doubts started coming up after the guy disappeared.
Right.
And you're like, well, it wasn't in me prior to that. And I have to say to you, you might not have been aware that it was there, but it was there. And so this is a great opportunity to look at it, examine it, Michelle, and go, this is a key, valuing ourselves. And I'd like to talk a little bit about it. I'm going to go direct to the answer, and then I'm going to come back to value.
Perfect.
So that doubt might have been there, but you just hadn't gotten exposed yet. Him disappearing is not causing the feelings that's coming up in you, ladies. It's not. It's you. You're reacting to how he is acting. You're reacting to how he is acting. So take ownership for it. I know it's not comfortable, but take ownership, because that is a key to then say, wait a second, there's a part in me that all of a sudden is questioning my value and my level of beauty, my looks, what I'm bringing to a relationship. Hold the horses there. Stop the train. Reel it back. Because if you're doubting, that's telling you're needing to grow in how to learn to love yourself more, how to value yourself more. And again, in the book In Love Forever, is the steps. I share very clearly how to turn the doubts inside out. So that's one tool. But the shorthand of that, how to deal with it, is those feelings, those doubts are coming up, Michelle, trying to remind you to learn to dig deeper, dive deeper into your love and your vulnerability to want to go feel more love, want to have this, and go, ooh, this is a great sign. It's not comfortable. No, it's not. Okay, I know that. But turn the doubt inside out. And if you re-scramble the word doubt, you get two words, T-O-B-U-D, to bud. this doubt, this insecurity of this guy falling off the face of the earth is inviting you to fall deeper in love with yourself and trusting and knowing you right now can have the relationship of your dreams. But first, you got to feel more love and value for yourself and go, I choose to know right now, this relationship is either going to get cleared up or not. But I know I choose to feel and have the relationship of my dreams now. So this relationship, this situation is going to clear up, or some relationship equal or greater is about to happen now. Now. It begins with me, begins with you, ladies. So if you don't put it out there on him, oh, he disappeared, blah, 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 blah. Stop, please stop. Take ownership for it. Yeah, I get that you brought up feelings that he disappeared. We're not putting that under the rug. However, let's first deal with our own feelings, be present, not make that phone call that I shared about from a place of neediness or at any kind of place of neediness or anger or frustration. No, deal with that yourself. Turn that around and go, oh, those are my feelings, and I got to deal with them. You know, I so much want to go through the system, but I know through time we don't have so much time to do it. But I just essentially want to say, feel those feelings and know that take responsibility and know that they're yours. And that maybe if folks are interested, they want to know more, they can contact me about this. But, basically is say, these feelings are mine and they're a gift. And from there, I'm going to turn it around. And when I make that phone call to him, I'm going to be from a place of empathy and really care for him. So the piece from there, Michelle, is that there's something inside of you to value yourself. And I know it doesn't feel comfortable, but it's coming up to rise you up to deeper, more love, to grow in your depth, to create this juiciness. This is real. This is palpable. And yet we're talking about mental, emotional stuff that are intangible. You can't touch it, but you feel it. But it's real. So I'm talking about an intangible way, Michelle. And then what I'm getting to is valuing yourself. Something I'm coming across a lot these days. Something that, I work in the realm, obviously, of the relationship space with coaching folks. But Michelle, I've also made a right-hand turn in the last few years and working with coaching people in peak performance in business and athletes and really peak performers in the arts. And what I'm finding, especially, let's say, with successful business people that are corporate executives and owners of companies, that they're very wealthy, but their little things trigger them that you go, like one little account that goes away triggers them like in a huge way, like it's as if their biggest account just went. And what I'm finding is that there's a pattern that keeps cycling for those folks. And I'm digging into it and I'm going, this pattern keeps coming up. I asked them, let me ask you, how many times in the last day have you said that you value yourself for your creativity, for your willingness to step into that managerial ownership position, or whoever you are? How many times in the last day have you said you value yourself? How many times in the last week, month? And it's like on the other end, Michelle, it's stone cold silence a lot of times. And they're like, dude, I don't think I ever have said to myself, I value myself. Mm-hmm. This is the key. This is the root of the ills. By learning to value ourselves and then go deeper. What's at the root of that? Well, if we track it back, go to your childhood. How did your family treat you? What was the environment? Did your family your mom, dad, grandparents, brothers, sisters, school teachers value you? Did they say, I really appreciate your skills, your talents. I want to support your passion. I want to support your dreams. I love you. How many times? How many, and if you look back, you go, oh, yeah, that hardly ever happened. Or it might have happened, but I didn't believe it because of my own lack of, self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
And can I share something really personal with that right
Mm-hmm.
now? Because I had to learn this myself. So today's a wonderful day in a sense. My mom's passed on, but today's her birthday.
Oh,
And yeah, hi mom.
hi,
you
Mom.
know, hi
My mom
mom.
passed on in August too, so hi, Mom.
Yes. So here's to our moms. Here's to our loving moms. My mom was, these March people, these Pisces. They feel so deeply, but they have a
Yes.
hard time often communicating verbally their feelings in their heart. And I don't know if my mom ever said, especially when I was younger, I love you. And what I recall is I questioned that as I grew, and certainly as a teenager and as an adult. I just I don't know if my mom loves me, because I didn't get that feedback. She took action, yes, to love me, no question about it. But the love language I needed to hear, not just
Mm-hmm.
see. So what really keyed me into this, Michelle, is one day I'm having a wonderful conversation. This is after my mom had died. I reconnected with a childhood friend of my mom's. Her name is June. She also since has passed on. But June became like a second mom to me, and she became an extension of my mom because she knew her when she was a kid, and lived her life growing up with her. So when my mom died, I was able to talk with June like as if I was talking to my mom, and it was great. But one day she said to me, Cary, I would often say to your mom when we end conversations, I love you. And your mom would say, ditto, or me too. And I go, oh, June. Oh my God. Oh my God, June. It wasn't personal. It wasn't personal. My mom just had a hard time expressing saying she loved me because I know she loved you. And it was the same thing. But then it totally changed me to go, wait a second, Cary. That was showing your need for her to say, I love you, was because there was a lack in me. And then I worked to learn to value myself, learn to get in touch with the inner child, the kid inside me, that emotional self, that young kid is really what's running our lives, our emotional lives, is
Yeah.
the kid.
Yeah.
And by the way, The Kid, that's a great movie for folks who want to explore the inner child kid, is the movie The Kid that Bruce Willis did many years ago. A great film in that regard. So valuing ourselves, learning to then say, I choose to feel valuable now. I choose to show up feel valuable in relationship now. I choose to feel valuable and love myself in my heart now. These are what I call anchors. Some call them affirmations. But what I'm saying is why sometimes when people say affirmations don't work is because they're trying to push under the rug their feelings and then just put the good stuff on top. No. You got to first deal with your feelings. You got to dissolve them by accepting them, and then process by, I'll just say quickly, by then saying, feelings are my friends. And you repeat it, feelings are my friends. Feelings are my friends. And you do that a few times, and then the feelings start dissolving. And once that happens, once it's dissolved, because the feelings only came up, Michelle, the doubt only comes up to get your attention, to say, for whatever reason, whether you know about it or not, some wonderful thing is about to happen. You're about to have a breakthrough. You're about to have an amazing, beautiful experience. And the doubt comes up and says, hey, check it out. We got to make sure you're going to have this happen. We need to pay your attention. And so if then the doubt is your friend, your sparring partner, it's going to help you. Then you say that phrase after you accept it, feelings are my friends. Let the feelings dissolve. And then you say, I choose to feel joy in my heart now. I choose to feel this wonderful relationship in my heart now. And for those watching, please do this. Don't take my word for it. Do it yourself. Go through that process and see what happens. And more than likely, you're going to find that the feelings start subsiding. You feel calmer, and you put in that anchor. And then sometimes right then and there, you start feeling more calm and joyful and feel that inspiration. And sometimes it doesn't happen till 24 hours later, 48 or 72 hours later. But I tell you, I guarantee it, because I see it all the time. If you do this process and you do it correctly, undoubtedly, you feel a sense of inspiration come. And then you go back to, hey, that guy, yeah, I'm going to care for him. And if he's willing to turn around, I'm there for him. But if he doesn't, it's okay. It's okay. I know that someone is of equal or better value is going to come into my life starting now. I got nothing. You got nothing to lose. If he's not the one by his choice, sometimes it's his choice and his own fears. He could be the one. But if he chooses not to, that's potential, folks. Don't fall in love with potential. Be there for him, help him to actualize it. But if he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. No, I will not do it. And go, okay, that's your choice. That's not a sexy choice, but that's your choice. I'm choosing to be with someone who's willing to do it. And it's okay. I wish you well on your journey. And, it's all right. And then see what his response is. Mm-hmm. Don't hold on to it. If you go like, don't do this. Oh, I'll love him enough, and eventually he'll change. Warning, danger, Will Robinson. No. Don't. See it now. And when I say now, I'm not saying it has to change the instant you talk to him. I'm saying give him some time, but let him make that decision. And make it verbal, meaning if you can get him to say, yeah, I see it, but yeah, I'm just not ready or willing to change. You go, oh, okay. That hurts at all. Your life. Maybe we'll stay friends or maybe we won't, but I want that. So yeah.
Yeah, so let me just see if I can put a little bit more of a final touch on this, if I can, so it's coming full circle, at least for me and probably for other people in our audience as well. So part of what I heard you say, Cary, was when an event happens or something happens and we interpret it a certain way, if we interpret it from a place of fear and doubt, I think part of what you were saying is it's not so much the event, it's that the fear and doubt was already in us, it was already there. And we just believed some kind of story around this, at least for a time. We bought into what the fear and doubt was saying. And so that triggers us feeling badly, or that triggers us doubting our own value or doubting our own worth based on what this person did, when we really don't even know why this person did what they did. Or we don't really know that it has anything really to do with us. It might be their whole deal themselves. But part of what we're saying is our interpretation of the event can tie back and trigger into our fear and doubt because that was already there. And that's still an invitation for us to turn those fear and doubts inside out. It's also an invitation, and I loved what you said about reaching out to this person when we don't understand, because I think so often we assign motives, or we assign in our minds that this person is bad, or that they're wrong, or that they're mean, or whatever the case may be. We give them titles. Like a title I hear all the time now is emotionally unavailable men and narcissistic men. And I'm like, really? I can't imagine there's that many emotionally unavailable and narcissistic men out there. I'm not saying there's not any, but it's like, who made us all clinical psychiatrists to be able to diagnose all these people?
Yes.
I love this idea of approaching it from a place of really love, compassion for ourselves and for the other human being. Just as a human being, whether or not the relationship comes and continues on in the way we might have thought or hoped or not. There's
Yes.
just something so beautiful about that. And it would be such a healing experience if we were all mature enough, emotionally mature enough to be operating that way.
Oh, beautifully said, Michelle. Definitely. I love how you encapsulated all that. I want to add one thing.
Okay, good.
You might not have known that fear or doubt was in you ever before, and all of a sudden it shows its face because you've never maybe felt this much care and love for somebody. Oh, again,
Yeah.
it's all Michelle, through my research from working with so many people, it's amazing to see, whether it's in relationships, in business, in creativity, or athletics, the level of your passion, desire, talent, and skill is equal to the level of the pain of the doubt, fear, and insecurity, level of the intensity of that pain, doubt, fear, and insecurity.
Okay,
So,
wait, you got to say that again. I got to wrap my brain around this, Cary.
yes.
Say it again. Can
Okay.
you?
I will. Definitely, I'm going to give you some examples too. So whether it's about relationships, about business, or athleticism, or in any area, the level of your desire, your passion, your talent, your skill, your desire. Okay, so with me so far,
Yeah.
is equal to the level of when it shows its face, the doubt, the fear, the insecurity, the performance anxiety. So I'll give you an example. Relationship wise, back to the story where we started. Third date, driving home. Oh, that was just so yummy. Oh, that kiss. We had this kiss, and I just felt like this is the one. Like it just happened. I fell in love, and then I'm so excited. Yet I'm driving home. And then you hear, he's really not that into me. The level of the passion, the level of the connection equals to the level of the feeling behind the doubt. So is it he's really not into you? BS. He's into you. He's really into you. That's a great sign. I know it doesn't feel good, but that's a great sign. It's telling you he is into you. Now turn those doubts around, deal with your feelings, and then come back to him and call him that night or the next morning and say, that was awesome. That kiss you gave me, it just opened my heart. I felt so excited. I felt like I was a teenager again. Thank you. Take the risk. Take the vulnerable risk. Tell him. You know why? Because he may be feeling the same thing, but is a little afraid as a guy to say it. Okay. Now, often I'm going to just say it as a guy. I'm a little strange. What else is new? But I mean, like I hunger for that emotional intimacy. I want that. So I'm often in relationships, the one who's more the feminine type in the sense of addressing the emotions. And I've learned to be comfortable to do exactly what I'm saying, like just to let my partners know that a connection, that date, that kiss, I started to feel like I was in love. Like, it doesn't make sense. It happened so quickly, but you don't have to feel that way. It's okay. I just want you to know my heart opened up for you. And, whether that person responded positively or felt the same, it's always led to the intimacy growing deeper in the relationship. So I say, dare to do it. So examples. Steven Spielberg is known to throw up on the first day of every film shoot. Adele, has performance anxieties that she throws up, before performing. Barbra Streisand stopped performing because her doubts got so strong. Carly Simon happened the same thing. Golfers, let's say, win a great championship. win the US Open or win the Masters tournament, and all of a sudden, they're at a new level, and now they get the jitters in their hand because they can't sustain holding to that great level. That's just telling them you have succeeded. Now let's go further, So in relationships, I in my own self have felt, cooking dinner with my partner and feel in a beautiful, loving, great space, Michelle. And then all of a sudden my heart goes flatline, like numb. I'm like, what the heck's going on here? Like, what's happening? But I be a scientist to watch your thoughts and emotion. And I turned the clock back and go, like the old days in the recording studio when there was actually tape and you go, zip, 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 right? And I go, wait a second. Nothing happened. Nothing she said, nothing I said. My heart went flatline, went numb. What's that telling me? Oh, that's in the spectrum of doubts. What are doubts? They're trying to remind me something is about to turn open. Oh, I address that feeling of my heart and go, oh, I accept and recognize my heart went flatline. It was based on nothing I said or she said, and I accept it. Feelings are my friends. Feelings are my friends. I do that. Then I go, I choose to have my heart feel more open in love now. And I tell you, within minutes or hours, it's like an injection of warm, oozy, juicy love happened. And I was like, oh, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? So things are not what they appear to be, Michelle. But so often people take it for base value and think those doubts are real and bite onto it, and they spiral down into the well of despair. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I am the poster child for depression and living in hell for most of my life. I know it so well. I can read all the graffiti down the well of despair, and I can read it and feel it when people share it with me. I feel it. I feel where they are because I know where they are because I've been there. I lived in hell, but not anymore. It's kind of like, oh gosh, Scrooge, that movie with Albert Finney, when he leaves hell, that ice chamber with Alec Guinness, and Alec Guinness is laughing at him like his chain is so long, and then Finney wakes up and he's in bed and he's so scared, like, is this real? And he's like, realizes he's back in bed, and he says, what if that wasn't real? That hell, that dream he thought he had. But then Albert Finney goes, but what if it was? And I'm going to now change the way I am because I'm choosing not to be that way anymore. So I invite you. Today's a precious day. The moment is all we have. Tomorrow may or may not come. The past is gone. So let's stay present and let's maintain and see how long we can make the present last. The juicy, joyous love and relationship you want is wanting you. And so I say to you, Michelle, the level of your ability to recognize and hold and feel supported in life is the level of how life will show up for you. Meaning how much you believe you can have the life and the dreams and passion and the success you really desire, then life will support you on that. And it will come. Nothing will stop you. I'm not saying it will happen in a second. But if you keep repeating and shifting the neural net from the negative, it'll shift to the positive in your brain and create a new pathway to say, I choose to have a joyous, juicy, loving relationship now with myself first. And then I will have this with a beautiful partner, and I'm going to spread this blossom, perfuming love to everyone I meet.
I love it, Cary. That is really beautiful. And I think that is a beautiful note for us to wrap on.
Okay.
We've just barely been able to scratch the surface today. But Cary, it's always so lovely and so wonderful to connect with you. And I love your generosity and your warmth and your spirit and zest for life. It's such a beautiful and inspiring presence that you have. And so thank you for that, along with your wisdom that you've shared.
Mahalo nui loa, Michelle. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you for doing your work of who you are, and you're affecting so many people in a positive way. So thank you as well, my dear.
Oh, thank you so much. And ladies, we'll see you soon.
Aloha.